Hey everybody, we are back. I'm Christopher Green. You're tuned into AMTV Live, Alternative Media Television. Thank you again for your tremendous support. I'm truly humbled. All of you that have subscribed on demand, again, for the price of a cup of coffee, $4.95 a month, $49.95 a year, you are supporting an alternative to establishment media. And again, I am truly humbled. Thank you so much. We've had a lot of you subscribe just in recent days. And again, alternative media has been vindicated. We've broken these stories along with InfoWars, Breitbart, and what the, radical leftists are dubbing the alt-right movement, trying to call all of us and blame all of us as like KKK supporters or white nationalists, when that's clearly not true. When half the country hates, quite literally, the witch that makes up Hillary Clinton. And now her legs and feet are buckling underneath her. Thank you again for your tremendous support. I want to dig into, again, the witch that makes up Hillary Clinton and this whole backtracking that she was perfectly healthy, then it was just allergies, then she was overheated, to now, breaking, she's got pneumonia, which we know is a total lie and total bullshit. This witch, who has now told the public, and if you believe her, which I don't, but if you believe her, let's just say you're one of the sheep, you're like, oh yeah, I think it's just pneumonia. I got a couple texts like, maybe it just is pneumonia, Christopher. You're looking too far into this. Well, if it is pneumonia, and see how she's trapped herself here, she's been digging her own grave. Right after clarifying to the world, which is a lie, because this witch continues to lie, this evil person continues to lie, she comes out of the townhome or apartment, the multi-million-dollar home of her daughter Chelsea, wearing glasses. By the way, the coloring, which are anti-seizure lenses. I had to look this up yesterday. There's truth to this. I was like, why does she have these, like these 1960, circular lenses on? Like, what is she, like John Lennon or something? And then I looked it up and looked up the blue. They're actually anti-seizure lenses. You know when the cameramen, how she's had seizures on camera and they're taking pictures? It prevents this. When she tries to blow it off, even though she's having a literal seizure. This witch, who says she has pneumonia, actually goes up to a child, which was staged, because notice there was no Secret Service agents around her at all. They're just mysteriously not there. They staged it, and it's a darker child, a female, a young girl, almost looks maybe like Latino or something like that. Again, that plays into the whole concept of who Hillary Clinton represents, etc. They staged this whole thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm feeling fine. How you doing, Hillary? Oh, I'm great. I just collapsed like a couple of minutes ago. My handlers threw me into the back mafia style of a van, and I had metal pieces flying all off over me." And then she goes up to this little girl and puts her hands all over her in this like manufactured, because there's no humanity to her, hug, and potentially spreads this deadly disease to a small child. Could potentially kill this kid. I mean, she herself says that she has pneumonia, and she's spreading it to an innocent child. Take a look at this clip and decide for yourself.
What happened? It's a beautiful day in New York. Are you alive? Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, how are you feeling?
Great. I'm feeling great.
What happened?
It's a beautiful day in New York, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, it's so beautiful that the witch, who now is clarified, even though we know it's a bold-faced lie, this is just a part of the continuous lies and cover-up and lies, and just the cover-up keeps getting bigger and bigger. This witch has the gall, who says she's got pneumonia according to her doctor, and she's on antibiotics, even though she's been having these coughing fits for years, so that would mean she had pneumonia forever, goes on to spread in this very staged, no Secret Service agent in sight, by the way, event where she puts her gangly, disease-filled, satanic hands all over this little, cute, innocent girl and potentially spreads this mortal, hideous disease. You should be appalled. But this is great news, actually, because it digs Hillary Clinton's grave. You see, she's been unable to control these series of events, and they keep trying to backtrack, and they keep trying to cover it up, but she's only digging her own grave. So it's just beautiful. She's in a lose-lose situation right now. Just like the Dilbert cartoonist I mentioned, just like how I thought it was a game changer when I saw what happened yesterday. This changes everything. Trump wins the election. Unless there is another surprise here, which there could be, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. What we saw yesterday might not be what it seems. I'm not entirely convinced. Now, I'm excited because it changes the narrative and it promotes Trump. But I'm not so sure that yesterday's event wasn't staged for a reason. I get into it a little bit in our YouTube video we posted yesterday. It's going viral, like our other ones on Hillary's health. But again, that was only conspiracy theory up until yesterday. All 100% fact, all 100% true. So people want to know now, could election be suspended if Hillary drops out? As top Democrats meet in secret, an emergency meeting right now, to push potentially for the presidential election to be suspended if Hillary Clinton drops out due to her ill health. Now, I'm getting a lot of emails from you, so I wanted to mention it to you. And this has been going on for a while. People are saying they're going to position this to Hillary, all these health issues, et cetera. Then she's going to drop out. Maybe she even wins the election, gets in, then she dies, God forbid. Or she has, her failing health takes over and she can no longer serve. And then Obama just, says stop, declares martial law, and he cements his third term. And this just becomes an overt dictatorship, totalitarian police state, which it's already become in the United States of America. And he, ushers in martial law and then, starts knocking on all of our doors and asking for our guns. And then the country divides and, breaks out into civil war. Again, all this is conspiracy theory, though, that they want your guns and stuff. Just a conspiracy. Yeah, the whole idea that the country would split, just a conspiracy. Just like Hillary Clinton said, right? All Trump supporters are deplorables. That would mean, according to her, that half the country, some 50%, many of the people you know and love, are all KKK white nationalists, racists and sexists, according to her, CNN, and her campaign. Remember I told you that they've got to demonize because they're losing? That's why they're doing it. They've got to demonize because they are losing. So does Obama declare martial law? Does he potentially cement his third term? Although I do see the argument there, and I wouldn't take anything off the table. I don't see that as the plan, in my humble opinion. And I'm going to get into, I think, the truth. Again, here we go. Here we go again, folks. Getting too dicey here. Getting too dicey. I actually think Hillary Clinton's been blackmailed. I think the elites have gotten to her. I think somebody told her, and I think the Republicans, even themselves, have dirt. The elites have said, Hillary, time for you to back off. You won't last a month in office if you win. Now, I'm going to go over those details in a moment. Who will replace her? Is it Joe Biden, who's had his own health issues? In fact, I had to look this up again because I've heard it before, but I didn't know if it was true. So I had to verify a couple independent, I think 3 or 4 independent different sources, all facts. I had to verify it, though, because you'd be very careful, what I say. But many of you probably already know this. He had to release his full medical records, the last go-around when he was, running with Obama, or the first go-around, 2008. He had some very severe aneurysms where his life expectancy, like the physicians and doctors, his surgeon gave him like less than a 50% chance to live. So I want you to think about this for a minute. If Biden's the replacement, then we'll be asking questions about Biden's health. He has serious issues. He lost a son tragically, I think, to cancer, brain cancer, actually. Maybe it just kind of runs in the family. Tragic. I'm not like exploding that or anything. I feel horrible that anyone would have to suffer in that way. But Biden also has very, very serious health issues where they had to go in and, according to him, I'm paraphrasing a bit, cut the top of his head off, take it off, and then go into his brain because he had suffered one aneurysm and it bled into his brain, and they had to fix the other one and patch him up. And he had less than it was like a 30% to 50% chance that he would live. And then if he lived, chances are he would lose his ability in his speech patterns, his ability to speak and all these kinds of things. Again, tragic. But I just want to put it out there if you guys don't already know. Joe Biden actually has very, very serious, grave health concerns himself. So if he's the replacement, wow, the Dems are shit out of luck. We'll just be doing more stories about Biden's health. So I think that factors into the equation of who potentially would be her replacement. The other obvious option would be Tim Kaine, which I think we need to dig into deeper, but I know has, very radical ties to leftist elements and has a track record and history of leftist radicalism and Marxism. And again, who also would be, in my opinion, just on doing some basic research, a continuation of Barack Obama and his very evil campaign to radically transform America into this socialist welfare police state that makes up the USSA today. So I'm very interested, and this is where the rabbit could be pulled out of the hat and the wild card that we can't predict. Maybe this is the October surprise. I don't know how this shakes out. I don't know why potentially the elites have positioned Hillary Clinton in this way and set her up for a fall. And I talked about this first. I didn't hear Paul Joseph Watson, InfoWars, talk about this element of this story, a month or so ago when I was talking about in another viral video exposing her health. Why would the elites who knew ahead of time that Hillary was sick, why would they be positioning her for the fall so it would only prop up Trump? Now we can extrapolate on that in more detail, and we will in a moment, but we have to ask ourselves, who replaces this witch that makes up Hillary Rotten Clinton? Again, a mysterious pen falls out. I want to show this clip. A mysterious pen falls out of her. It's almost like she's wearing like FDR style, who had trouble walking himself, who I think was a very interesting, one of the most interesting presidents that we've ever had. It's like this pin falls out like she's on stilts or braces or something, like on her legs. Let's play that clip. I want you guys to see that. Okay, so we played that clip a couple times, and you can clearly see this metal bracket or this metal scrap or something coming from maybe braces or stilts, who the heck really knows, appear to like fall out of her pant leg, or maybe it was a part of the barricade or something that she was kind of holding in her handlers or holding her up on. I don't really know, but very suspicious and very, very odd. And again, we can't take anything off the table. This article that I pulled from the conservativedailypost.com, goes on to talk about how this is the unbelievable part of this story. When leaving the memorial due to her illness, she literally collapsed. Her ankles, crash under her. They buckle. She's thrown in mafia style into the black van. But they say go and pay special attention to this metal pin that mysteriously falls out of Hillary's pant leg. And again, I'd actually like to hear what you guys think about this. Put your comment, question, idea in the box below. Very, very odd. We can't take anything off the table. There's even a conspiracy. And again, I wouldn't take anything off the table that Hillary Clinton has a body double, which other very famous world leaders had, doppelgangers. Like Hitler had a well-known doppelganger. Stalin had a well-known doppelganger. Even some of our presidents had voice doppelgangers, for example. So this isn't like totally unfounded or total bullshit. There's some truth to this. But people actually think, and this was swirling on the internet, and you can't take this off the table, that Hillary Clinton, the one that appeared happy, like, it's a beautiful day in New York. People are saying like her nose didn't match and her chin didn't match and she looked different and that she was like underweight, compared to what she really is, that could, be a body double. It's kind of funny, but again, we can't take anything off the table. I mean, this stuff is so real and so ridiculous and so crazy that we have to consider all of these options. And again, it's not unfounded. Other very famous world leaders have had body doubles. Even actors have body doubles. You see them in Hollywood. Celebrities, they have body doubles. So we can't take anything off the table, but I pulled this from the Inquisitor.com. It says Hillary Clinton body double conspiracy theorists believe body double made public appearance after 9/11 medical episode to show she is healthy. Is this really her? I thought that was very notable to mention. I've got to go to a quick break. Thank you for tuning in. All of your support, supporting us directly, alternatively on demand, $4.95 a month. Price of a cup of coffee. Go to amtvmedia.com if you haven't already. Right now, subscribe on demand. Really appreciate it. Help us grow this tremendous show. Support me and our crew, and let's blow up what we do.